Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
Well, hello, Integrity family. Welcome back to the Inspire podcast. It's great to be back with you today. We've been so excited about these podcasts and how they've come together. And last week we had Medicare Live conference, which was an incredible success. In fact, we had thousands of agents that joined us on that conference, to where we highlighted some of our leaders and some of our great carrier partners and some of the different panels. In fact, if you haven't tuned in and learned and listened to the whole Medicare Live system, I believe we're going to be making that available to everybody as well. And so make sure you check that out, especially some of the different, we had Jim Sweeney, we had Ryan Kimball, we had Dan Mangus, we had Bill Correa, we had an amazing women's panel, we had a great carrier panel, and we even had Steve Young on that Medicare Live, which was just amazing. We're still getting a lot of great feedback from that event, and really appreciate really how everybody contributed and really made, just continuing to lead from the front in our industry. I'm also so grateful for how everybody's working so hard from the offices, continuing to just be really committed to working together safely. And so I just want to remind everybody to really continue to focus on safety protocols, wear your mask, make sure the temperatures are being checked, and doing your part to make sure that we all stay safe in this work environment. And I want to thank everybody, and especially all the offices, for really doubling down on those efforts and redoubling those efforts of really safety during this time. I think that as we come into AEP and our most important selling season, we are more essential than ever before. And that's one of the reasons that the government has even deemed us as an essential workers, and our offices remain open, is because of how vital our business is. And that is even about to be proven more with AEP coming up, which is our main selling season here in the fall. And seniors that need these products need us to be safe, healthy, and working together safely. And so really want to make sure I tell you guys, thank you so much for everything that you're doing and maintaining that vigilance overall. And I've heard just amazing things about how the platform and how all of you have continued to contribute to that. I also want to say thank you for all the continued prayers for Brianna Kozlowski, and then also Tony Bettis. Their families realize how important that is, and so thank you for all your thoughts and prayers. They both have long roads ahead of them, but I will just tell you that your prayers and your thoughts are working, and so please continue in that. And I think that's one of the most special things that we've got here at the Integrity family, is how we come together in times of opportunity, like we saw with Medicare Live, but also in times of crisis, like we're seeing in people praying and thanking and sending well wishes and things of that nature. So again, keep that up, and thank you for that. Well, today I'm just so excited. I'm really giddy to be joined by two of the guys that I just respect so much in the insurance business. I'm really honored and humbled to welcome two of our newest partners to the Inspire podcast, Jeff Sams and John Hockaday of New Horizons Insurance Marketing, that recently joined the platform here at Integrity just a few short weeks ago, and the news is still rippling throughout the industry. In fact, every time I open up an app or something, some website, I still see our pictures of this announcement and how big of a deal this announcement is. And I've heard a lot of carriers that have continued to just say, oh my gosh, now that you guys have partnered with Jeff and John and all that team and Luke and Michael and everybody at New Horizons, that this is certainly a force to be reckoned with as we have come together. And just that shows how respected and how admired that they are in the industry. And just that sterling reputation starts with their co-founders, with Jeff and John, who are both joining us today on the call. And what they've built, one of the things that we've seen this in a couple of other examples where you've had husbands and wives that have been in business together, or siblings or brother-in-laws. So you saw Tom Sheath and Mike Wingate. We've talked to them about being brother-in-laws and partnering together. You've talked to Tom and Maggie Fleming and how, as a married couple, how they have just built their business to last, and that relationship is what has made it so strong. You've talked to Ryan Kimball and Laura Kimball, and just how the sibling dynamic there and how they've just complemented each other so well. Well, this is another one of those examples of how you have two partners that have really formed this kind of yin and yang idea of coming together and complementing, where one's strength is the other's weakness and the other's weakness is the other's strength, and looking at ways, how do we complement each other and lock arms and accomplish more together through that synergy than you could ever have accomplished before. And what they started in 1981 today has over 10,000 agents that they support. Their two sons are in the business, and it's truly impressive. And just like those other companies I just mentioned, and how their founders have figured out how to complement each other and become more together, is something that I'm just so proud of with and just have always been just so amazed by with Jeff and John. And that's part of the whole story of integrity, is how we come together. And we all, Mike White, I think, put it the best. He said, it's like you're bringing together a bunch of incredible musicians that play different instruments, and when you get together, you can jam out, and the music that you make together is something way cooler than we could have ever done on our own. And I think that whole spirit that Jeff and John have embodied since 1981 and them founding New Horizons is really why it was so important for us to partner together, because that is something that we're just striving for so intentionally here at Integrity. And so I want to, with that being said, I want to welcome both Jeff Sams and John Hockaday to the Inspire Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us today and this morning, and thank you for frankly, trusting us with the next phase of growth for New Horizons.
Man, thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you, buddy.
It's an honor to be here with you. And if John doesn't mind, I'll go first, and I'll give you a little bit of my background and how we got to where we're at. But I can tell you one of the things before I get into it that made a partnership, and it does seem crazy when you say 1981, but it's easy to work together and to do stuff when you're working with your best friends. So working with John since 1981 has really been pretty easy. Plus, he always lets me have my way, so that helps.
Yeah, you got to add that in there too. That's a secret ingredient right there.
So anyway, I was raised in southern Indiana and moved up to central Illinois. And one of the things that I noticed early on was that people liked to talk because they thought I sounded a little different than a traditional Illinois person. So a little bit of the southern accent I think come in handy. I was involved in athletics. I was always taller than most of the other kids, and ended up playing both college basketball and baseball. And so one of the things that helped me get into the insurance business was one of the places I worked from the time I was 14 to 20 years of age is in the summertime, worked at a place called DeKalb Seed Corn. And I don't know how it would rank on dirty jobs, but it's one of the worst jobs. Yeah. And so going to church with some folks, and they said, what do you think about trying insurance for the summer? And I knew of John Hockaday. I didn't know him, but I knew of him as we competed against each other growing up in high school. And so anyway, I knew he was doing it, and I tried it for the summer, and the rest is history, because at that point I thought this fits me a lot better than the other. I was going to college to be a teacher or coach, and kind of swayed into that. John and I formed a partnership, and we met really and became good friends about in 1981. So the rest is history. I'll turn it over to John.
Yeah, well, you said it well, and I'm kind of the same way. I grew up right here in central Illinois in a little town just 7 miles north of where I'm sitting right now called Forsyth. In fact, my mama, she still lives in the same house that I grew up in, but that's where I live now too. I live in Forsyth. Kind of a unusual little tidbit. My grandpa Hockaday, my dad, myself, and my kids, we all went to the same high school. So you talk about small town USA, that really, that's us, man. That's me. But like Jeff, I always loved sports. It was a big part of my life. And then my kids, as they came in, they all loved sports too. And we were just really kind of a sports family. In fact, I don't know that everybody knows this, or few do, but for 16 years, I was a high school coach here and coached quarterbacks on our high school team. But like Jeff, I got started when I was 19. I went to college just 1 year, and then a local guy in our town was in the senior market and was Standard Life and Accident, and asked me if I'd like to give it a try, and I did. But prior to that, I was a hod carrier for just a really short time. So carried the bricks and made the mortar, and boy, you didn't have to do that very long to know, I don't want to do this the next 40 or 50 years. So it made insurance look a whole lot better, and got involved in that and just kind of took off. But like Jeff said earlier, we knew each other as kids in high school because we competed against each other, but really didn't get to know Jeff until we got started, went to the same church together, and then we got started in business together. And it is remarkable and amazing, and all too fast. That 40 years have just flown by, but it's been great. It's been a great run.
That is that's such a it's amazing when you hear people's backgrounds and you hear how we got into this business, and I don't know if any of us ever grew up dreaming to get in the business. We've had a couple of people on the phone that we've talked to that has said that was their kind of their path, but very few of us did. It's amazing how humble of a beginnings that many of our partners came from, in small towns. I came from a town. There's 1,800 people in my town now. And it's pretty humbling when you start thinking that we have almost that many employees, and it's pretty humbling as you look at that. You both talked about your role in sports and how they played a role in your development, and John, I don't know that I realized that you were a high school coach, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that didn't either. And Jeff, I knew you were tall and athletic. I didn't realize you played two sports. I knew you played basketball. I didn't know you played baseball as well. But how did playing sports, and being on those teams, how were you able to apply that to partnering together and then being so successful in your insurance careers?
Yeah, well, I think being a part of a team teaches you right off that it's not always about you, and I think sports teaches you how to persevere when things aren't going well, or you're not a starter and you want to be a starter. And I think the hard work and persistency that takes to be an athlete just lends itself well to insurance. And, you get to where I think goals is very goal oriented as an athlete. It just carries over. So I was always real early on insurance, just trying to make a living, but I always set goals, and I think the sports background helped with that. I also coached 15 years of high school basketball, not football, but basketball at a local high school, and just enjoyed that. And when we grow in our agency, I think a lot of the things of teaching other people how to do what we did, the coaching background just really helped. So sports played a role in helping us develop as agents, but also helped us develop as good mentors to people we was bringing into the business.
Yeah, I totally agree. And, being as much time as I spent coaching football, you really see how unique everybody is and how different. But if you have a common goal and you're working together, that we really all have a role. We all have a position. We need to play our position the best that we can. And really being part of a team where you have the camaraderie and the unity, where you're really pulling together. And I feel that way here with the people that we, work with every day. But man, I'm not just slinging it here. I mean it. I feel the same way with Integrity, and so many of the guys we're already really good friends with, but you really feel that camaraderie, that feeling like you don't want to let the other guy down. You want to do the best that you can for the guys around you. And that's how we both feel coming into the Integrity platform. So,
John,
another little, yeah,
John,
go ahead.
That point that you just made is such an interesting point and such an important point. There's been times recently, even my wife's like, why are you working so hard? Why are you going so full throttle all the time? And it's honestly, I think you just articulated some of my thoughts. It's like being on a team, and I think that's why team sports are such great training grounds for kids, right? Is because you get on a team and you may all have different positions, right? And
Sure.
as a quarterback, you're not supposed to try to block, but you can't hang out your receivers, and you got to hand off the ball correctly. And if you're wasting too much time in the pocket, then you're putting your line at a disadvantage. But that idea of saying, like, I just don't want to let the rest of my team down. And if we all do that, like if we all play our part well and put everything we got into it, and know that my job is right now to block this guy or to run this route. And I've just got to do I don't have to worry about what everybody else is doing. I just got to do my part right. And as best I can, then we can accomplish something really, really amazing. And I think that's exactly how a lot of us feel. And I know that's how I feel is one of the reasons I'm ready and able and willing to get on planes and work as hard as we have, even in like the environment that we're in with the world today. It's because, man, I don't want to let you guys down. I don't want to we've got all of these employee shareholders. All of your employees became shareholders. Like, man, I don't want to let any of them down. And I think if we all have that heart and that passion, then we'll all be successful. And I love how you just put that, man.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah. And you feel it, you really, really sense that right away. And you really want to do a great job for the guys around you. And that's not just the ones here in Decatur, Illinois now. It's the ones all over the country. And we want to make sure we're carrying our load, You betcha.
Absolutely. Well, and you guys have felt that pressure for a long time because you've had each other, right? You guys are on a team, and you guys blocked and tackled and things for each other. But you also have your kids in the business. So, Jeff, you have your son Michael Sams, who is just one of the best in the business when it comes to what he does, and then you've got Lucas Hockaday in the business, and Luke. Luke is both of them are former athletes as well, so they get that team sport mentality. But you had your you had the most important team, your family, already working with you. And what's it like to have that additional pressure of saying, I don't want to let them down as well?
You know, Brian, for me, it's just been wonderful to share successes with your kid. My father also, John and I talked my dad into the workforce for about 20 years, and having your dad.
I never knew that.
Yeah, my dad honestly never dreamed, and I know this isn't for some people but he never dreamed he'd make $100,000 a year. And for see your dad later in life having huge success, it was just a great thrill for me. And then now, and he's been in it 50 years, and watching him grow and develop is just so satisfying. And I got to tell you, I used to think I was pretty good. He's so much better than I ever was. It's not even funny. So just a lot of fun.
That is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I don't think either one of us pushed our kids at all into this business. In fact, I don't think my kids even knew what I did growing up. They would just thought Dad just talks on the phone. That's what he does. But when Luke got in a few years ago, I guess it's been 9 now, but he really has taken off and has total ownership in it too. So yeah, it has been absolutely really a huge blessing to have them both in there, and they're both doing great. And it really kind of sets us up for the future too, just knowing that New Horizons is going to be around a long time with those guys just continuing to work together and paddle hard together. And they're best friends too. Their wives are great friends. So we really couldn't ask for anything more.
That's so special. It's funny you say that your kids didn't know what you did for a long time. My son asked me the other day, I've been traveling a lot and been working late a lot, and he said, you know, can you stay home and work? My 8-year-old was saying this, and I said, no, I got to go in the office. And he said, he was like, why? And part of it was, I was like, because we're better working together, you know, as a team, and I get so much more done as a team, you know, being around the guys. Like that, whenever we were staying home, that was there was. I don't know that most people are that effective doing that, and so part of it was like I got to get into the office, and he goes, well, why? All you do is just talk on the phone. Like all you're doing is on the phone, and my 5-year-old goes, yeah, all you do is say, hey, Integrity family, because they heard me do these podcasts for so much.
Exactly.
So many times,
Nothing
especially during the time. They're like, there's nothing to it. All you do is talk about, hey, Integrity family, and start talking about integrity. And so it's funny that how their perspective is and how it changes certainly over time. Well, let's talk a little bit about y'all's partnership with Integrity. New Horizons was and is an incredibly successful business. In fact, you guys have just continued to grow and expand, and you guys, honestly, you didn't have to do anything. You could have done, you know, kept going, kept doing what you did. You had a great succession plan with your sons there in the business, and your great team, right? I mean, you've got a tremendous team there. Why? So tell me, in your own words, why you guys felt like now was a great time for you to form the partnership with Integrity.
Well, the partnership, honestly, as you well know, we've talked with you guys over the last few years, and absolutely had no reason other than things were going pretty good. We felt like we were having some great success, and for me, it was like the perfect timing. Mike White brought it up to me again and said, Jeff, I just think you ought to take a look at this, and I think it would be best for you, and I think it would be best for both Luke and Michael in the long run as well. And it really, if you know Mike White, just the sincerity and the honesty that he hit me with was like, you know what, we need to give it another look. And when we looked at it again, I guess maybe we looked at it through a different lens than we looked at it before. And to me, it just made perfect sense that we could join something that is so much larger than we'd ever be on our own. And so many of the great partners that we've already on the platform that we really respected and I considered a whole lot smarter than we were doing it. And I thought, you know what, John, let's just give it another look and let's see. And it turned out that Mike was right. And I'm so thankful to this day that we did join and we did take one more look at it, because things were still going really well, but it's just a different feel once you get on board than I can describe, honestly. You folks that are on it know, but until you're there, you really don't understand it, I don't think.
Well, and Jeff, in all honesty, in all fairness to you guys, whenever we first talked, we like the analogy, we were kind of building the plane as we flew it, right? And so we still had to prove ourselves in a lot of different ways, and you guys were having so much success. That's why I think whenever we first talked, it was like it was probably pretty prudent for you to take a moment to say, let's see what those guys do, because we know what we can do. And so I'm so thankful that Mike revisited that with you to say, you ought to really think about this, because now that we've proven out a lot of what we're doing, I still believe we're just about to take off and just getting started. But now we have a lot of the infrastructure and resources in place to really take it to the next level. And so I appreciate you guys, your sentiment around that, and kind of how deliberate you guys were about thinking about that. John, I think I interrupted you there.
No, I don't have a whole lot to add. When you start something from scratch, like Jeff and I both did, I mean, he tells the story, like when we was very first starting, how he didn't want us to buy a fax machine. Like, come on, we don't need a fax machine. Are you kidding me? So you're starting from really ground zero or in the basement, and then you see what it's turned into and evolved over the last 40 years. I think the hardest part for me was just coming to terms with letting it go. You don't realize how much you cling to it, or how much I don't know if depend is the right word, but it probably has too much control in my life, honestly, than what it should have. But God, turning it loose now is really, really what had to happen and what needed to happen, and gives us a chance to grow a lot more. And it really just, this last go around, absolutely, it just seemed the no-brainer decision that we had to make. And our boys were totally on board. We were totally together on it. So it really just fell into place. I want to add something else in here that really, I've told some other guys that went through the same process. I can say every time we'd get off a call with you, Brian, like Jeff and I, we'd look at each other and it's like, it wasn't like a negotiation. It was really like friends trying to come together and figure out how the best way to do this. Never felt at all like we were, somebody was trying to get the upper hand. It was always, let's do what's best. Let's do what's best for everyone here. Let's do what's best for integrity. And it was, even though it's long and it's maybe a little bit complicated, it was very, very simple and very, very straightforward. And I'm not saying I want to go through another one of them, but it was really a good experience.
Well, I mean, thank you for saying that. And I think some of the points you hit there are really important, because you guys have built just a masterful partnership, and where people think, well, I don't want to give it up, I don't want to do it. Nobody, and this is a misnomer that you have to give some of that up. We want you to keep doing exactly what you've been doing. We want to stay out of your way, help you do it better,
absolutely,
and even more. And so that's so different than what the world expects in a lot of ways, right? People expect you're going to try and make changes and fix stuff. We don't want to fix anything. We just want to help you. And that's part of that spirit of partnership, of saying, you guys have had this incredible relationship, and how you guys complemented each other. And if we can come alongside of you and even complement you further, we want that same friendship, that same camaraderie, because we got to be partners And so that heart that you guys have had about your partnership is the same heart we try to bring into this partnership to say, now let's do, what can we accomplish if we can do that even better? And what I think is the most special thing that we've done here at Integrity that I've seen is just be able to do that, and how we come alongside of each other, and you trust people implicitly, and you say, okay, let's all go and see how good we can become. On the Medicare Live conference that we just had, my good friend Steve Young went through a whole story about how he was talking about building a platform to see how good he could become, and how that just changed his entire paradigm of what struggles he was going through, and how the next year he was the league MVP and won a Super Bowl MVP and all these different things. And it's truly what we're looking for is you guys have a great business, and how can we come alongside and complement it, and even see how much better we can all become together. And we're learning stuff from you guys. We're learning, and vice versa. We all keep looking at how do you guys learn from Ryan Kimball, and how do we learn from John Bettis, and how do we teach different, Nice Wash and Fleming or Premier, and all these different businesses start working together. Man, we can do something really special, and at the end of the day, help a lot of people. So thank you guys for modeling that, and doing that in your own business, and allowing us to come alongside you guys as well. So Jeff and John, you're two of the best gentlemen in the business, and two of the guys I admire so much, and have gotten to know your family so well during this process, and I appreciate you guys coming alongside. I can't wait for the stories that we tell, about how you guys are telling these great stories about you guys being partners. I can't wait for us to be able to tell those same stories 20 years from now, or 10 years from now, or whatever years from now, of us sitting back and going, man, remember when we did this, or remember when we did that? And remember when Brian was too cheap to buy a fax machine, or whatever it was. I can't wait for those stories, because that's what makes this all so special. So thank you guys. Congratulations on all your success, and thanks for trusting us with this next step of what is an incredible business journey that you guys are on.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks, Betty.
Well, congratulations again, and Jeff and John, I want to kind of open up the lines for a few of our partners to just say a few words, because reading the text would not do justice to how excited our partners are right now. And I'll just start by saying we wouldn't be here with this partnership if it weren't for Mike White and AC Chapman and the guys at AIMC, who you guys have been a long time partners with. And so I'd love to say, or allow Mike to say a few words just about how his excitement is. And I want to say thank you to Mike and the team there for helping facilitate this. So, Mike, you there with us, buddy?
I am here, Brian. Can you hear me?
Got it. Yeah, good to hear you, man.
You too, buddy. Hey, Jeff and John, congratulations, buddy. I could not be more excited than I am today than to have the entire New Horizons team on board. As Brian said, this has been a long time coming, and it's kind of like Christmas today. Now you get to open some presents. I'll tell you, over the past 21 years, there's not been an organization to play more of a key role in driving the success of AMC than New Horizons, guys. And I can't, not only have you played a major role in our business, but we consider you family, and you know that. So, welcome aboard. I do want to have a shout out to Michael and Luke. I got to tell you, one of the best things that I've ever done in my career was joining Integrity and watching Hunter, come on board with us and just to see how he's grown, what Integrity has done to grow him. So, Michael and Luke, you're going to enjoy it. And I do want to also mention, Michael, that because I know you're listening, that I have no hard feelings about you putting me on that horse last week and trying to kill me. I don't hold that against you. But all kidding aside, welcome to the Integrity family, and get ready for the ride of your life, guys. Thank you, Brian.
Hey, so Mike, we for everybody who doesn't know the inside joke there, we actually shot the video, and we decided every one of these videos is really kind of just highlighting each partner's personality, and this one we went out to Michael's ranch and actually all went horseback riding, which was phenomenal and a little scary at the same time. And Mike got put on a horse that it was like high-o silver and raising up and bucking around. And I got to tell you, Mike White is a horseman, guys. He rode it like a champ. And,
Mike White was holding over dear life, brother.
He did good. We got a picture somewhere we might have to share with some people, but hey, congratulations, man. Thanks for saying a few words here. Dan McNerney just sent me a text that said yippee. I don't know if that was yippee-ki-yay or if that was just yippee excited, but Dan, are you there with us, man?
Yippee-ki-yay. Can you hear me, Brian?
We can hear you great, man.
Oh, wow. Gosh, of course, I didn't know about this till a few minutes ago, like most everyone, but I've already written down a page full of notes here. So, first, though, just congratulations to my friends, John and Jeff and Luke and Michael. And one thing I always think of when I think of this organization is a lot of people will tell you, I heard this early in my career, don't ever be in a partnership. Partnerships never work. You can't get two people to get along and this and that. And these guys, Jeff and John, have written a book on partnership. I mean, I've asked them different times, and I can't remember how many years they've been together, but I said, have you guys ever really had any kind of like major meltdown or anything? And they both kind of looked at each other and go, no, not really. So, I mean, they've written a book when it's come to forming a partnership and using each other. The great thing about a partnership, I've been lucky to have mine with Bobby and David and Joanne, is that you learn to use usually what is one person's strengths is maybe the other's weaknesses, and you guys have written a book on it. Congratulations. Golly, I'm just excited. Our business is unique in many of the people on the line, but specifically with John and Jeff, they're right across the border from us. They're in Illinois, we're in Missouri, so we've definitely on one side been competitors over the years, but it's kind of cool in our industry, and especially with Jeff, John, and myself, in addition to being competitors, you're friends at the same time. I mean, they've invited us over to their office more than one time. We've invited them over to our office several times, and we get together and we share ideas and we share, quote, secrets of what we're doing, and we all go back to work, and it's just great. I have an old saying we use in Missouri, and it's said with great respect, and it's a compliment, but what I like is I can say this because I'm one of these. We're just good old farm boys, good old farm boys in the Midwest, and that to me means that you're honest, you work hard. When I think of the New Horizons organization, some words that I jotted down: class, professionalism, PMA. And then the last one I wrote down, and it really ties into what we're talking about here today. When I think of their organization, I think of integrity. Not only integrity, the company that we're all partners in now, but their personal integrity. So I'm proud. Of course, Jeff, John, when I called you guys, a few weeks ago now to give you the day before or day of heads up, I could tell you were acting a little suspect. So I thought this might be coming, but I'm just so happy to hear the announcement and have my friends and now partners become part of the family. So hats off to you guys and some exciting times ahead.
Thanks, Dan.
Hey, I know Tom Shees may be at another appointment, but Tom Shees, Mike, are you guys there?
Yeah, Mike is here, so I'll start if Tom's on. I'll let him go next. So Jeff, John, Michael, and Luke, we're very proud to have you guys on the team now. So it's an exciting day. As Brian said, these are always our favorite days of announcements, and this is a great pleasure to have you guys on board. And Michael and Luke, looking forward to meeting you guys and getting to trade some secrets of the trades out there. So looking forward. Congratulations and welcome aboard.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Is Tom? Were you able to join? I'm not sure if he was able to join yet. What's David McNerney, Joe, and Ray? Are you guys there with us?
Hey, you got David. Just really kind of speechless right now, to be honest. Surprised in a great way. Just a huge congratulations. Couldn't be happier for each one of you and your families, and certainly Luke and Michael, and really the entire team, and what this means for your entire team going forward. And in a selfish way, I'm doing backflips for integrity, right? Because we couldn't be adding a better partner out there, and what you guys bring to the table. And I know for me, when I look back in the history of my career, you guys have always been the team that I would seek out when we were at different meetings, and anytime I needed help or wanted to learn something, I knew I could go to John and Jeff and Luke and Michael in these later years for sure. So just truly congratulations. And I know it's been a journey. I think your all's journey has been similar to ours. It's going to be fun to kind of be on the same timeline with you guys as far as joining the platform. So I can reflect back on a conversation, Jeff, that you and I had on the back of a Jeep on a quail hunt somewhere in southern Georgia a few years ago, just about this journey of how the businesses were going to transition going forward. So I know it's been well thought out, and just couldn't be more excited. And just like I say, I'm just all kind of nervous to even be talking about it. Just excited to have you guys on the platform, and welcome aboard. Hope to celebrate with you sometime soon.
Thanks, brother.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Joanne, are you there with us?
Hey, I'm here. Can you hear me okay, Brian?
Yeah, he's there.
All right. Well, hey, this is super exciting day for us. I know what you guys are going through today with announcement day and all the feelings of excitement and nervousness that you talked about. Jeff, we're 30 days in, and I can just tell you that it just keeps getting better and better. And to me, just to echo what David and Deanna and Mike and everybody has already said of just the quality of your organization, the quality of you two and your families that you're bringing up into this organization, and what you will add, not to just integrity, but to this industry. And just some of our most favorite people that we've ever come across. And although we've already shared so much over the years, our offices have already worked, like David was mentioning, very closely with each other, and I just can't imagine that continuing to grow more and more and continuing to learn from you all and all the things that we can now share with our teams and with our agents. And so we just couldn't be more excited, and welcome to the family.
Thank you, Joanne.
You bet.
All right. Man, guys, I think this is most I've ever gotten blown up on a call like this. John and Jeff, we have a lot of friends out there. Karen Fredericks, are you there with us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Yeah.
Hi. You guys, this is so exciting. I'm really happy. So, you guys have been great to me over the years, and even invited me down to your office to share some of your secrets and knowledge. And this is just, you guys, this is just fabulous. So congratulations. And John, tell Cheryl I said congratulations. And the boys, you guys, this is just super.
Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Karen.
Yeah.
That's so fun. She heard your voices. She sent me a text that, oh my God, I just heard their voices and realized what was going on. So that is so fun. Tom and Maggie Fleming, you guys there with us?
Yeah, I'm here, Brian. Can you hear me?
What's up, buddy? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not often at a loss for words, but I certainly am after hearing the news. So this is super exciting. Jeff, John have we have held in very high regard for a long time. So this is super exciting. I'm excited for you guys. Excited for Michael and Luke and everybody at New Horizons. There's so much opportunity in front of everybody that I don't know. I feel like I won something, and I'm just getting the news. So couldn't be more happy. Couldn't be more happy to have you as partners. You guys, in my opinion, are the prototypical integrity partner. You're everything that's right about the business. So I'm thrilled, and I'm thrilled for you guys. Congrats.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
That's awesome. Thanks, Tom. Ryan Kimball, you there with us?
Yeah, man. Hey, guys. When Brian said your all's name, there was a big smile on my face. I couldn't be more thrilled as to the announcement, and everybody said a ton of great things about you. I want to continue that, but I'll tell you a quick story you guys probably don't know about. When we first started working with Mike and AC down there in Georgia, it was funny. We would always get a call from AC, and he would go through, "Hey, you're doing this good on production. This is where your numbers are." And we'd have this great call. At the very end, he'd throw in, he'd say, but Jeff and John are doing this, and they're doing this, and it was always. And you guys probably may not know it, but you guys were always a big motivating factor for me and for us as a company. And it was always a chase that we were trying to catch up with you guys. And I don't know if we ever did, but it was always something that we tried really hard to do as good of a job as what you guys do. So congratulations. I think the thing, when I think of both of you, I think that the key piece that you guys have taught me over time is that, relationships are important. They're what makes this business go around. And I really couldn't be more happy for you. I appreciate the friendship, and now I can call you partner. So it's good to have you guys on board.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, Ryan.
I feel the same way.
Thanks,
Yep.
Ryan. Hey, speaking of Anthony, AC, are you there?
Here comes the preacher.
Here comes the preacher. I heard that. Is AC on?
Brian,
I'm not sure if AC.
can you hear me?
He is.
Oh, now we can hear you, buddy.
Okay, yeah, wow. Maybe once in my life, I feel almost speechless. I've always described John Hockaday as calm as South Georgia pond water. And I know there's a lot churning underneath the surface, but John and I, for many, many years, had a conversation every Monday morning just catching up. And he was just always the most laid back, just steady going guy. And Jeff was a James Brown of the crowd singing "I Feel Good." And you talking about somebody bringing passion to the business, that was Jeff. But guys, not only to you, but to Michael and Luke and Kelly and Kirk and Tom and Steve and all the crew up there. This is more than a business gig here. This one's kind of like family, and I kind of feel like the circle of life's been complete with this one. It's something we've been looking for a long time, and I tell you what, guys, I don't even know what to say to you other than I feel blessed to be a part of this organization, and to be able to call you guys partners is a big thrill and a joy for me personally. I love you and the whole crew, and we're going to do great things together.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks, AC.
That was awesome. Hey, Teddy Ruttinger, you there with us now? All right, maybe Ted will try again. What about John and Brenda Emmerich? John, Brenda, are you there? May have trouble with them as well. Well, let's do this. Tom Sheets, were you back on yet?
Hey, Brian, you got me?
I'm here.
All right.
I'm here, Brian. Can you hear us? John and Brenda?
Oh, hey, Brenda. Yeah, let's do John and Brenda first. John, Brenda, you guys have been longtime partners with Sam's and Hockaday, so this is
We have.
for everybody here.
We've known Jeff and John since the early 80s, I guess, and
have partnered with them on a lot of things throughout the years. We're excited to have them as part of the integrity team. I can remember back in the early 80s, Robert and I headed over to Jeff's house one evening to go to a line dance party in their barn, and it must have been the coldest weekend of the year in central Illinois, and the heater went out of our old Jeep, but we thought we were going to freeze to death. But when we got there, Jeff had a big fire going, and we had a big old iron pot of chili out there in the barn, and we danced all night and had a good time. So we thought that's way back there. But yeah, I'm excited. We are, all of us here listening, and we're all excited to have Jeff and John and Michael and Luke as part of the integrity team. And our people here in the office are excited as well. Jeff and John have been here and met all of the people in here. So welcome aboard.
Hey, welcome aboard, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. All right, Tom Chief, are you with us now?
Yeah, Brian, can you hear me?
All right, buddy. Yeah, I hear you good. Thanks, man.
Hey, guys. Big congrats. Sorry I missed the earlier part. I was sitting on a dentist chair, but I was actually listening on my Bluetooth, my hearing aids, and I got the dentist looking at me, why are you smiling? And just say, man, this is tremendous news. Couldn't be more excited for the two of you, along with your two sons in the business and your families. The campfire just got a lot bigger with some more great people joining. Just exciting times for everyone, and couldn't be more happy for your agency joining. And there's going to be many great days ahead for all of us.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Tom. All right. Ted Ruttinger, were you able to get in?
Am I on?
There he is. All right.
Jeff and John, I am so pumped. This is just great. I missed you guys, and now I'm going to get to see you a lot more. I mean, I'm so pumped right now. I can't sit in my chair. I got to walk around my desk. This is such great news. I'm happy for you, and trust me, you're going to love it. You guys are going to love being part of Integrity. It's the best move I've ever made, and I think you're going to feel the same real soon. But just congrats, and I can't wait to see you guys again. I really mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Well, thanks, buddy.
Jeff and John, thanks again for just an amazing podcast and hearing your story. It is one of those podcasts I'm getting off going, I want to hear more, and can't wait till the next time we get together and hear about when John rode a horse in the video and how Mike White almost got bucked off. We should have talked about that one in the video. How he
great picture. Yeah,
the horse. That was a great picture. Maybe we should
awesome.
Send that picture around. Actually, we all got, for everybody. We're way over time, but when we did the video, we decided to go out to the Sam's Ranch and ride horses and had just a blast. But John and I probably weren't as sure on horses, but thank God Mike White was, because his horse got a little aggressive and started bucking and turning and rising up like Hi-O Silver, and it was pretty great time. So we'll have to tell that story. But next week we're going to have another partner who just recently joined the Integrity family, Mr. Tyler Lansing of Heartland Retirement Group. Tyler is one of the most impressive people in this business, an incredible young leader that just joined Integrity, and I'm so excited for him to get on and for you to get to know some more of his story and Angela's story about how they've built Heartland into such an incredible business, and also see the opportunity we have with such great young leaders on the platform. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week. I hope everybody has a great day today as we prepare for AEP and this coming up and how important that is. Thank you all for all that you do, and hope you all have a blessed day. God bless you all.